Good morning. So, welcome everyone. Welcome. Let's see really quick. I just want to bring up that our raffle, let me put it as an actual. Our raffle, these are the last couple days for that raffle for you to get your tickets. Each entry is only $1. $1. $1. That was so horrible. It's only $1 per entry, and it goes to something really, really amazing. I am relocating my board members closer to the sanctuary. I'll be able to drive in and be able to have meetings with them. It's a couple hours, but it's all good. It's all good. So if y'all could please support this, soulworksynergistics.com/raffle, that would be amazing, amazing, amazing for us. I also have a couple events that are coming up. One of those events is the comfort care meditation. If you have been having physical pain and there's nothing that's been helping, it's my hope that when you join this exclusive event that you will experience some palliative care and we're able to mitigate some of that physiological pain that you've been experiencing. Okay, so this event is still coming up. There's still a bit of time for that. I want to say there's two. I don't know. I don't know the dates. I want to say there are two event dates that you can choose from. And so, you have some options. And there's also two types of tickets you can purchase, either just the event, which is going to be profound all on its own, or you can get the enhanced ticket where, you'll get a secondary event that you go to. And that's also exclusive. And I'll be doing activations and actually addressing some of that chronic pain. Okay. All right, guys. All right. All right. So, if you just want to have an idea of what's going on, what we have, what we're offering, any events, projects, go to soulworksynergistics.com/projects. That's the link that is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. That has all the important information you could possibly want or need when it comes to ME evolving events, projects, and opportunities. Okay. So I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I was told is it's time to show out and shine. Boo. let, let me turn my fan on. I just started surging energy. All right. Let us turn this fan. Okay. All right. Let's get started. Let me just fix my dress. Okay. So there's a lot of things that go on. The things that go on oftentimes are things that we find ourselves trying to, I don't know, like ignore, trying to make less of, trying to blah, blah, blah. And sometimes the most important thing we could possibly do for ourselves is really just be aware of where we're at within ourselves. Really be aware of how we've allowed other people's intentions, presence, or absence in our life to cause us to dim our shine. Like how many of you have been so affected by other people's opinions that you've begun hiding who you are, that you have just really begun questioning and hiding what's been happening to you? My logic is it's your life. Own every part of it. Don't be ashamed of any part, not even the low points, not the points where you fell. Any points where you fell, that is a beautiful moment. Why? Well, because you got back up. that is something to celebrate because that is one of the moments you can use to remind yourself. I always get back up. Even if I fall, I get back up, and when I get up, I keep going. So keep going. Keep going. Keep allowing yourself to be more of who you are with less shame, less hesitation, less whatever it is that people try and push on you. For far too long, I've had too many people pushing all sorts of different agendas on me. Just various things that either they want me to co-sign or I just like, I don't know. I don't know. There are people who exist who will consistently try and shame you for being who you are. Be who you are. Shine. I promise you. Just because someone doesn't like who you are, how you look, how you dress, your aesthetic, whatever it is that they don't like about you, it doesn't mean anything. We don't all have the same sense of style, right? It's just some people are more vocal in their toxicity. Some are. It's true. It's true. Um, I'm really loving this deck. Alrighty. Final deck that I'm going to pull from. Here goes. Okay. There. Stack all those there. Let me just tuck this behind like that. Okay. So we're getting started. I pulled 3 cards that will kind of give you an idea of the energy of some of the things that you've been through. Okay. So recent past, present, and near future. Ooh, okay. Let me get it. All right. So the recent past is horse, momentum, freedom, expansive energy, and force. The horse represents the most masterful form of earth energy within the deck. It provides us with momentum so reliable, so supportive that you can ride on its back toward any goal, no matter how difficult the terrain. So it's this thing of you're being reminded that the things that you're going through or have just recently gone through, these are things that serve as like a horse. It's getting you to the next part, okay? Just because the horse can go through rough terrain does not mean the rider won't experience how rough that terrain is on the horse's back. I don't know if you guys have ever gone horseback riding. I haven't gone in many, many years, but yeah, you feel that stuff. Hold on. I'm sorry. Hello? Hey, baby. I'm in the office. I'm live streaming. Yes. Okay, bye. Oh, my son. Anywho, let's see. A horse personality is fully awakened, fully alive, and cannot be defeated. These are reminders for you. Let yourself shine. Just shine. Show out and shine and really, really let yourself be witnessed in the full glory of who you are. Too many times we've allowed ourselves to be convinced that, we don't have the right to be amazing. We have no right to allow people to witness us being just beautiful, being fully who we are, really embracing the way we are unique, how we are different from everyone else. I mean, aren't you tired of that? Aren't you tired of being made to feel as though you have to fit in, you have to fit in, and then the moment you actually do fit in, you're made to feel like, oh, you're just a copier. Oh, you're just a follower. Oh, you're just this and you're just that. If people are going to make judgments of you, these condemnations, I would like to think that it's because you've allowed them to witness you. Because that's where I've gotten now. I'm at the point where if you're going to condemn me, it's because I've finally allowed you to witness me. And baby boo, this is who I am. This is how I am. And I'm not changing for anyone's preferences. Oh, by the way, um, gurgle my crystal balls. I found one of my cups. If y'all think I'm joking, I'm evolving. It's one of my cups. Sometimes people just need to gurgle. I'm just saying. So the horse card came in reverse, and that means it's out of balance. It runs away, it feels weak. And this is kind of what we've been going through in the recent past. We've been made to feel weak. We've been made to feel as though um like we have to simply, run away, go away, and all of this other stuff, like away, away, away. And we don't have to do anything we don't want to do. We really don't. People will continue to say what they say, and you should continue to shine. You should continue to allow yourself to be witnessed just as you are, this delectable piece of creation, very, very juicy and succulent, and all of that amazing stuff. Just allow people to witness you. I promise you, the less you apologize for being who you are, the less people will expect you to apologize. Let that sink in. Let that really sink in, marinate in it, percolate that biznatch. The less you apologize for being who you are, the less people will expect you to apologize for being you. And I learned this over and over and over and over again. Whenever I find myself in the face of people who want me to go ahead and apologize and be sorry and feel ashamed for being who I am, I have to take a good look at myself. Like, what's going on here? Something's being mirrored. It's coming from me, or I'm mirroring the sentiment of my environment. And what I found is whenever I ask myself that question, it always goes back to me, that my environment is nothing more than a mirror of my internal circumstance. That I've become overly critical of myself again, that I'm this, that I'm that, I'm not appreciating myself, I'm not caring for myself. And if you can't do that for yourself, it's really unfair and unrealistic to have that expectation for someone else. It really is. Like if you're not willing to put that effort in for yourself, it's really just ridiculous to expect someone else to put that effort in for you, in place of you, for you. All right. So the current. Ooh, goodness gracious. Hold on. This is going to be interesting. This is the current, okay? It's in reverse, but I want to see it upright. Lizard, instinctual, sensitive to the subtle, a dreamer. The lizard is an expert in the realm of sensory perception. As if it has a sixth sense, the lizard hears what is yet to be spoken and sees what is yet to manifest. That also, although this is an amazing gift, it can easily wear the lizard down. Big crowds, lots of travel, or overstimulation will drain a lizard of their magical sense. So I feel like right now, a lot of the things that are happening have to do with this attempt. It's a very low grade, very subtle attempt to go ahead and drain you of your focus, your energy, your ability to do whatever it is you need to take care of. In the world of energy, you need to always have a charge that is ready to handle whatever it is that needs to be handled. If you're not going to be ready, I don't know that you're going to be able to fully handle what needs to be handled. Does that make sense? So, it's one of those things. There are things being tried in the background. Focus your energy on solidifying yourself. Focus your energy expenditures on what you need. Like, I could totally just embody other people's toxicity. I consistently have toxicity directed at me by other people, not you guys, but people who are too afraid to comment on live streams. Right? I have their toxicity directed at me for whatever reason. They blame me for all sorts of stuff in their life. That's fine. That's none of my business. I could expend all of my energy trying to convince them to like me, that I'm a good person, that blah, 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 blah. Uh, why? I don't need to do any of that. What I need to do is use that energy that I would have used to try and convince them to exfoliate my body, to go ahead and moisturize myself from head to toe, to do a little hair mask, a little facial. I need to use that energy to put in my hair. I need to use that energy to put on my lashes, to go ahead and select whatever lovely little dress I'm going to wear today, and just be super de duper settled in the beauty that I am. See, when people tell you that you're conceited and you're full of yourself and you're shallow and you're vain, boo. These are the same people that said the same thing to me, despite the fact that I showed up for live streams for years with not a lick of makeup, my hair not brushed, in my pajamas. And it's not that I have to do anything in rebellion to people who don't matter. It's that when I feel like being a little more girly, a little more put together, pampering myself, then I will. And if I'm too tired, then I'm going to allocate that energy for things that need my energy more than me doing my hair, more than me, selecting a dress. If I want to show up in my jammies, I will. The point that I'm making here is whatever you decide for yourself will determine how your energy will be used. And however you use your energy will determine how your journey will go. My journey is a beautiful one because I make it beautiful, because I put the effort into creating beauty in my life. I've had plenty of people say plenty of things, positive and negative, to me. The only things that matter are the things that I allow in, the things that I allow to affect me and my perception of myself. Notice how I'm not simply taking in the positives. I am choosing what I believe in. You can choose what you believe. You can choose how to interpret your environment. So, with that lizard energy, although this is an amazing gift, it can easily wear the lizard down. Big crowds, lots of travel, or overstimulation will drain a lizard of their magical essence. Something is trying to drain you of your magical essence. This card is an indication to pull back from the bright lights in big city and return to the inner artist who's been whispering your name. I'm sorry. um uh, okay. So when the lizard energy is unbalanced, it showed up in reverse, right? It's unbalanced. So that's telling us you're embodying currently the energy of being elusive, non-committal, and flaky. Oh, I'm so guilty as charged. I am so guilty as charged. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not even going to appeal that ruling. It's true. It's true. All right. Rhonda. Okay, Rhonda says, I feel like I get the life sucked out of me every day. So thank you for commenting, Rhonda. Um, with this, okay, general statement inspired by what Rhonda is experiencing. With this, if you're experiencing something every day, that's no longer something that's out of your control. That is something that you are in some way, shape, or form giving some type of agreement to. It's what I consider passive permission, right? When you allow someone to continue their behavior without any corrections, you are passively giving that permission. You're not outright saying, it's okay, go ahead and treat me in this way. No. When their behaviors that are inappropriate or unwanted go unchecked and unchallenged, you are saying it's okay. It's not me feeling like that's all you deserve, but it's me noticing that in the past, when I've allowed people to say and do whatever they want to me, directed at me, whatever it is, and I don't correct it, I don't take a moment to just be like, F out of here, you're out of line, I'm not accepting that. Um, they get bold. They get bold and they begin to think they're entitled to have that type of access and interaction with me. Unless I agree to that, you're not having that. And if I don't agree to that, you will be aware, either through my absence or through my conscious decision to correct your behavior. Not everyone requires me correcting them. Most situations require me simply just like, I'm good. We're not going to commingle here. So this next card is for the near future. This is kind of what's brewing in the background, okay? It's a beautiful card too. Phoenix, freedom from suffering and past karma, reincarnation. The phoenix represents a transformation of our past. It doesn't mean running from it, denying it, or burning bridges with rage. The phoenix employs an advanced technique described in yoga as the burning of impurities through practice and dedication. The essence of the phoenix is with us when we realize we have been suffering too long and something must change. We take a stand and decide to live consciously instead of being driven by the unconscious mind and its long list of fears and aversions. At that very moment, the spark of the phoenix is lit, and the great bird helps us burn through our baggage. We no longer run from who we are, what has happened to us, or what we have done. The stuckness and dead weight fall into the ashes, and lightness and clarity emerge. As the stagnancy continues to smolder, the phoenix lifts our spirits up, and we begin to recognize ourselves again. We may catch a glimmer in our eye that wasn't there before. Look closely. It's a sign the fire of transformation is upon your wings. Ooh, I love that. I have loved that. Mm. Ooh. So there's additional information. It talks about the first chakra, the phoenix and the first chakra. The ancient yogis believe that our heaviest karmas reside in the first chakra. This earthen center is also called Muladhara, or our root. The ascent of the phoenix begins here, and as the entanglement of karmas is slowly burned, it rises from the ash toward the navel center. Again and again, it makes its journey from first to third chakra, purifying our essence, freeing us from the past. Here's the thing though. Um, if what they say in this book is correct, is accurate, how that phoenix energy and that karmic energy is housed in the root chakra. Did you know that a large portion of us, most of those who are Blu ray and evolved into higher levels of dimensional consciousness. Part of what we struggle with is the fact that our root chakra is extremely atrophied. It's very, very small. That's why we don't anchor into this life so easily. You don't have much karma to undo. The neurotypical humans, yes, tremendous karma because they learn in a linear manner. And as they go in that straight line, more and more and more has been added to um, their travel train. It's a train now. It's not just a wagon. It's not just a truck. It's a full-on train with many, many cabooses, many train cars, and several cabooses full of just all of that emotional baggage. But here's the thing: for many of us, we're not neurotypical. For many of us, we are neurodivergent and we don't learn in that linear fashion. And because we don't learn in that linear fashion, we actually have minimal karma that we're sifting through. What if a lot of what you struggle through is parallel lifetimes being lived simultaneously with this one, where you are learning and harvesting this knowledge as you experience simultaneously with other lifetimes being concurrently lived with this one. I know for me, I'm aware of multiple lifetimes that are being lived all together at once right now. It's very chaotic. It's something that is just very fascinating to observe. But it's also very chaotic for the human mind. It makes it that much harder to go ahead and quantify what I'm experiencing, where it's coming from. Who is this that I'm feeling? Is it me? Is it someone else? Is it me in this life or another? Is it someone else in another life that I'm feeling? It's amazing. It's amazing to be able to, talk about some of the things that I really wouldn't have talked about. It's amazing to be able to release more of that guilt and shame program that's been running through me for most of my life. This guilt and shame program needs to be completely halted for all of us, for all of us. Banishment. Let yourself come back home to you. I'm just saying, at some point in your life, someone probably shamed you into believing something yucky about yourself. That's their perception, that's filtered through their trauma and their distortions. That has nothing to do with your truth until you make it your truth. Okay? So let yourself come home to you. Stop hiding yourself. Stop hiding yourself. Did you know I feel like, regardless of what your status is, when you allow yourself to be witnessed as you are, people who have the capacity to really truly see with clarity, when they witness you in your most authentic state, something happens and they fall in love with you. To witness someone in the process of falling in love with themselves, it creates this like resonance within the individual witnessing, and they end up falling in love with you as well. And to fall in love with someone is not necessarily purely romantic. It can be something that's platonic, like just seeing you unfolding the beauty that you are, and like, oh my god, I love you, I love what you stand for, I love this beauty that just oozes out of you because you're no longer ashamed. Like, mm, mhm. Have you ever, have you ever experienced that? where you just see someone being who they are, not trying to be some type of aesthetic, not trying to play some character that they think is cool, but just really being who they are. And if you have, how has that affected you? Has that like made something inside you vibrate? Like, ooh, oh my gosh, this. What is this? What is this? Because I like it. It makes me feel something. It makes me feel alive. Like, I need that for me. I need to feel this. I need to feel this. I need to feel it more. I need to bathe in it, you know? Oh, you guys are sweet. See, I don't see myself in that way. I really don't. I don't see myself in that way. Um, but thank you. Thank you for that. When you see people really just being more of who they were designed to be by creation, not by their childhood, not by their young adulthood, not by the traumas, not by the disappointments, not by the pain, something really beautiful happens. It's just a really beautiful thing. I love to teach my classes because as the program continues, even for 1 day workshops, I can see and feel the change in the participants. I can see it in their energy. I feel it. And it's like, oh, yes, that's all you. Oftentimes when people join me for workshops, especially if it's their first workshop with me, it becomes this thing of they think that I'm doing the energy work for them, and they'll feel the sensations and they're like, "Oh my gosh, that is so cool. I've never felt anything like that before." And, usually I won't really say anything until we're either like halfway through the exercises or all the way at the end, at which point I'll be like, you felt that? And they'll be like, yes. Oh my gosh, I felt that. And then I'll let them know, like, that was all your energy. I was just reading instructions. And they'll totally be like, what? That was my energy? I'm like, yes. Why would I work on you? This is a workshop. You're supposed to work on yourself. And the realization from that, where they finally, quite possibly for the first time in their life, understand that I am not filling you with some sugary smoke when I say you're powerful. You are an equal of mine. Like, I really truly feel that. I believe that. And then they realize how truthful I'm being. Every time I say that, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm actually powerful. Yes, you are, boo. Yes, you are. Hello. Have you guys ever experienced that? Have you ever been in like a learning setting with me for the first time and you feel the energies and then you're like, "Oh my god, this is so powerful. Emmy is so powerful." And then boom, I tell you like, "No, that's your energy. I wasn't working on you." And you're like, "Oh my god." Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It's a very, very beautiful thing. It is what makes my actual work just so ridiculously gratifying, so satisfying. You guys, me doing these live streams is not me working. This is me setting aside my time to spend with my online family. This is not me working. Yes. So, I'm just saying, let's definitely let's make sure we're clear on this. This is me spending time with my online family. Responsibility. You have to take responsibility for the ways in which you have allowed yourself to really, really let your power go. Let me get this mascara off my finger because I feel like that's really nasty. I don't like dirty fingernails. I don't. I'm so blessed that my husband is like super de duper into clean fingernails, despite the fact that he's a grease monkey and loves to tinker on things. I don't like dirty fingernails. I was like, ew. I saw that and I was ew. Let's see what you guys are saying. Lisa, you love the morphogenetic workshop. Yep. Universal D says, yep, I remember when I first started with some of the classes in my first workshop. I was like, wow, I did that. Yes, yes. Yogi Yogi says, yes, Morpho workshop was phenomenal. You guys were badass. Let me just remind you, my morphogenetic workshop participants were badass. Badass. So wand intention. Setting your intentions are very, very important during this period. That window that I've talked about in the past, it's almost closed. It's almost closed. It's okay though. Whatever you've selected for yourself is appropriate for you. If you've done the things that you needed to do and you're now kind of on this pathway to speed you forward into whatever space that you will excel in, beautiful. If you haven't done the work that you know you needed to do, but you were afraid to, or whatever it is, that's okay. It's probably going to be a little bit more challenging. But here's the thing. For some reason, me, myself, and I, we always just choose the most difficult scenario possible. I feel like we're just not, me, myself, and I, we, we are not aware there are other options. And so we always end up choosing worst case scenario options. But here's the silver lining. 925 silver lining. Okay. Here's the 925 silver lining. When I choose the worst case scenario, because I literally don't know there's other options, I actually gift myself a higher level of learning, a deeper, richer experience. Yes, it's more difficult. Yes, it's more painful, but it's also that much more potent. Emmy, how have you learned the things that you've learned? Who was your guru? Life. Life was my guru. Life was my guru. It still is. And I found that for souls like myself, worst case scenario is the only way we roll, baby. Worst case scenario is the only way we roll, baby. So, you know, that's why things go the way they do for me. But I always get through it. I always get through the lessons. I always land on my feet, no matter how many times I throw myself off the building. I land on my feet. So it's okay. Passion in reverse. I feel like this is telling us that we're being passionate, passionate. Let me just drink something. That chai be spicy today. I feel like this passion in reverse card is letting us know that we're being passionate about the wrong thing. That's what we're being drained with. So going back to what Rhonda was experiencing, right? She commented earlier she feels drained every day. That it reminds me of how I used to feel drained every day. Why did I feel drained every day? Well, because I was allowing people to take advantage of me. And this before I ever was live streaming. This is just my whole life. This is my life story. This is who I am. I'm a giver. It doesn't even matter if you need. I'll give you something. Let me find something to give you. I don't know what you need. I don't think you need anything, but let me give you something anyways. That's who I am. So I had been overgiving. And instead of using my passion to get me out of that situation, out of those connections, and focused on me and my growth, I used my passion instead to be very angry with how people were treating me. See, I realized that I had this mindset that was erroneous, it was misaligned. My mindset was this: if I do really good for you, if I treat you very good, very well, if I love on you, provide for you, protect you, Well, then you're going to do that for me too. Because, mutual respect, mutual love, reciprocity, all of that. And then I learned through many, many years, people express their love in different ways. And just because they express their love differently than the way I express my love does not mean they're not showing me love. What I needed to come to terms with was that I was expecting me and my heart to come out of other people, to live within another person. And that's just not going to happen. My children are very loving human beings. They're very compassionate. They're amazing people, my children. I mean, I was telling my husband a few months back, like, I like our kids so much, like from one human to another, that even if they weren't our kids, I would legit hang out with them. Like, I really like them as independent, autonomous, individuals, right? Not because they're my children. I'm never in a rush to get away from the kids. Like, we need time away from like, no, I love hanging out with my kids. And so it's kind of this thing of they come from me, I raise them, they know who I am, how I am. I don't expect my heart to come out of them. They are my heartbeats that exist outside of me, but I don't expect them to express their love in the way that I do. That would be very unfair to expect that. And they're my kids. They're my kids. They show me a lot of love every day. We are a very, very loving, very close family. But we all express our love differently. And that's allowed. That's okay. That's encouraged. It's encouraged for you to be who you are. And that's how you develop a sense of self and self love. And many of us, we never had that. Even till now, we don't have that. Even with people who we consider our friends, we don't have that. Doesn't mean life is bad. There's someone right now that's thinking, this girl is always so negative. Did you want me to lie? Did you want me to lie? I'm speaking about the world as it is. Because it's time for someone to have the courage to kind of speak honestly and openly about the state of the world as it is, so that we can be aware of what needs to be shifted and changed. To pretend that everything is fine, to only think and talk about the positivity, that's not doing anyone a service. That's adding to your distorted sense of self. When people strictly only talk about positivity, what happens? Does it make you feel validated? Do you feel good about yourself? Or do you feel like you're messing up more? I'm not a negative person. I'm a real one. I'm an honest one. I am authentic, not a manufactured authenticity. The way I speak is not based on pop culture, on spirituality as social media dictates it. The verbiage I use, my vernacular, is organic to me. I didn't Google morphogenetic. I didn't Google a lot of the terms that I use. As a matter of fact, I still feel very upset with myself for compromising the potency of how archaic my former vernacular was. There's something to say about having lived much of my life with people not vibing with anything I say. Because why? Because I spoke in a way that made them feel like, oh, she thinks she's better. I don't think that I'm better, but it's okay for you to not know what the words I'm using are. It's not me trying to make you feel dumb. And so I modified the way I spoke to facilitate a more evenly balanced symposium with others. More and more, I'm not as willing to do that. So excuse me if, say, one of my workshops, someone had asked me once, like, why did you name it that? Intuitive ontogenesis? Because that's what it is. But what does that, like, what are you going to teach? It's a psychic workshop. Oh, why didn't you just call it that? I don't know. Because I believed in your ability to go on your phone and Google words that you don't know. Like, that's part of my natural vernacular. And so less and less I'm willing, less and less I really am not willing to change the words that I use anymore. I believe in your intelligence. I believe in your capacity to learn. I believe in your ability to choose your expansion of awareness. So, ontogenesis, as defined in the Oxford Dictionary, the development of an individual organism or anatomical or behavioral feature from the earliest stage to maturity. Intuitive development, developing your intuition organically. Right, Sarah. Sarah says, I used to be asked by family why you talk like that. I didn't know I talked differently, but I changed how I talked, but it was always different. So now I say, F it. I like how I talk. I'm me. I love the way you talk too, boo. I love the way you talk. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Miss French does videos on social media. Yes, Miss French. She does these short clips, TikTok clips, and I love them. They're profound whenever I come across them. And sometimes I actually go out of my way to look for them. They're always in alignment with whatever it is that I'm struggling with. Um, Definitions for myself, for my life. She usually is talking about it when I come across it. It's a very beautiful thing. So now it's time for us to really, really just show out, be who you are. Be who you are. Stop hiding it. Containment in reverse. Stop hiding it. Just be who you are. Really, really allow it. People's fixation on you, it will not continue to intensify. It will wax and wane until they finally are just, they're bored with it because they're getting nowhere with their attempts to disrupt your life. They're just getting nowhere with it. Death in reverse. So if you don't want to tap into your courage, which that's okay, you know, it's okay. If you're not yet ready, if you feel like you're not ready, that's okay. But just know this is just going to prolong the process. If you allow yourself to really, really just be present in that moment, in that learning, and just allow, it has a tendency to make the process be a lot easier, go a lot more smoothly. Okay. Initiation, you're being brought into something. You're being brought into the fold, is what I hear. Um, it's amazing. This is an amazing thing. Like, I feel, whew, I feel something. Um, it's a very intoxicating energy. Mm, Very intoxicating. Janet says, had an adult tell me the children around me would not understand me. It was actually him. I mean, girl, I've had that happen before too. I had someone asking me, like, why do you teach your children these things? Like, no one's going to relate to them. No one's going to understand them. They're going to be the weirdos and blah, 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 blah. And I totally was like, it's okay if you don't understand what they're saying. Yeah. Like, for some reason, they were rubbed wrong. They were rubbed wrong because they said something, and one of my toddlers, like toddlers, was like, "That's inappropriate." It was. It was inappropriate. So, I mean, if you don't want a toddler calling you out, you really should mind your behavior in front of my toddlers. My children have never spoken like toddlers. They just, um, yeah. They're like earlier today, my youngest, so this is a full-on dress. It's a full-length dress, right? With an empire waist. And I was like, "Do you like my dress?" And he goes, "It looks really good on you, mommy." And I would, he says to me, like, he's really analyzing, he's putting a lot of thought into it. And he says, like, "It really fits your character and like your personality. It looks good, mommy." You embody it. I was like, "Oh, hey." It totally made my morning. It totally made my morning. But that's what he said, that this dress um is an embodiment of my personality, that it fits my character. He was impressed. I liked it. So grounding. Ooh. Ooh. Mm. This carries with it several messages. Okay. One of the messages has to do with someone's going to try and cut down the fields, your fields of bounty. They're going to try. And as they do that, I don't know if you guys know this, but when they harvest the fields, whatever the crop is, if they're using the large machinery, what ends up happening is all these little critters that were hidden away between the plants, um, they then are exposed. And so all the birds come and they feast, right? They feast. There are things that are going to be exposed. Excuse me. There are things that are going to be exposed, and you're going to see people as they are. You're going to see the truth of their behaviors, what they mean, how honest or dishonest they've been with you. Um, a lot of their emotions are going to be like coming through, and it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Okay. So just really be ready. Be ready. Fertility in reverse. It feels like a lot of interruptions, attempts to interrupt, a lot of attempts to distract, derail, just ugliness. Ugliness. Okay. You have to utilize your integrity, okay? Awaken in reverse. This is someone who who wants to pretend that they don't know any better, but they do. We all know better. We all know better when it comes to the minimum level of respect and consideration that we need to treat each other with. We all, every single last one of us, we all know better. We do. We do. We do. So, integrity. Filter everything through your integrity first, okay? Before you comment, before you respond, whatever it is, Make sure you filter everything through your filters first. You have to begin choosing what you will respond to and what you won't, because there will be people who will try and bait you into things. Cosmic connection. I'm sorry. There's a cosmic connection that's being tapped into. There is a cosmic connection that is kind of, I guess, waking up. I don't know. It tickles. It tickles. All right. So, that cosmic connection and unconditional love in reverse. This cosmic connection you have with someone, they feel they feel unloved and unwanted. And they don't want to be pushed out anymore. They're going through the transformation. So, timeout and transformation. They're going through the things they're going through. They're considering things. They're talking to ancestors or angelic beings. They're really considering things. They're struggling with letting things go, things that involve their earthly existence. It's a struggle. They're going through something. They believe, oh, good God. Okay. Mhm. So it's almost like they're needing to burn away the baggage of this belief that they're not worthy of you, right? This is an upside down perception of a mirrored soul. For some of us, we have multiple souls that serve as our mirror. For others of us, there's just one. It really just depends on what your soul has pre planned for you in this lifetime. Card number 15, gratitude. Card number 14, golden crown. So, as their gratitude for you in their life, or maybe they're not in your life and they're simply um, Michael goes. So maybe they're not in your life and they're just like watching, um watching what you like post on social media and whatnot. Um they're grateful for the way your mind functions, for the way you think. You're still inspiring them and affecting the positive trajectory, even if you're not in their life. Mind your business is what it is. Just mind your business. Michael is asking why I changed my he's asking why I changed my my social media profile. Um why I limited the audience to only my friends. Because I have a right to privacy. I'm already exposed everywhere. I'm on pretty much every single social media platform and I live stream every day. I need to have one space that's strictly just mine, one where I can post things I wouldn't post anywhere else. Not because I'm ashamed or it's a secret, but because it's for me. It entertains me or it strikes some chord with me, and I need to be able to have some sort of space in my life that's outside of my home that I can have for me. So, whoever you're asking for, if they need another hit of Emmy, they can go to my business page, they can go to Instagram, they can go to TikTok. I'm all over YouTube. but my personal Facebook profile is mine. And that's that. And I will not make anything else public if I don't want to. I did post this. I got to share this with you guys because it was insane. I love this. Let me. So last night I was super tired and I was like, oh my God, I need to sleep. Right. I was like, oh my God, I'm so tired. I'm exhausted. I need to sleep. And I found myself at, I think it was midnight, um, very intensely shopping for Pakistani copper chafing dishes. I don't know why, but it had to be Pakistani and copper. I don't know what I saw that got me started on that, but I was focused. I was legit focused. They have gorgeous chafing dishes. I'm just like, what? I thought chafing dishes were chafing dishes. But no. And mind you, I don't host any parties. I don't like, there was no need for me to have chafing dishes. But let me see. And then I went ahead and where is it? Where are you? Where are you? Oh, darn it. It's not going to allow me. Okay. What I'll do, I'll go ahead and I'll open this and I'll share my screen. I'll share this. So when I realized that it was obnoxious of me to go ahead and continue very intensely shopping for Pakistani copper chafing. And mind you guys, not only do I not host parties, I have excessive copper in my blood. I'm sorry, what do I need more copper for? I have excessive amounts of copper in my blood, literally. So then I realized this and I was like, girl, knock it off. And then I came across this. This. Uh-huh. Wait. Oh, darn it. Let me go ahead and show this in the stream. Look at this. Are y'all ready? Okay, check this out. Whoo! I need one of those. Whoo! Let's say it again. Say it again. Mm-hmm. Ooh, just a burst of magical what the fizzly. Look at that. I need that. I need it. I need that. I need that. I screenshot the website where you could buy it from so that I can send it to my husband. We need that. I will admit I do not Pakistani copper shaving dishes were gorgeous. They were gorgeous. I don't need that. I just that would be bad for my health. The bubbles. The bubbles. I need me some of that. I definitely need that. One for each of my children and one for each of my hands. We're just going to walk down the street and just like, I'm just saying. We need that at the sanctuary. When someone is just feeling like super low and they live at the sanctuary, we're just going to have to surround them, make a bubble circle, and we're just going to each have to have one and just like bathe them in this iridescence of love. How can you stay in a low mood surrounded by bubbles like that? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I just needed to share that with you guys. because that's how I spent my night. That's why I didn't live stream at 7 a.m. because I was awake shopping for chafing dishes and bubble machines. You know, step out of your comfort zone. You have to step out of your comfort zone. You have to allow yourself to go towards the very thing that scares you the most. What scares you the most? Hmm? What scares you? I scare you? Come over here. Do I scare you? Get over here. Oh my gosh. I think it's time for you to go towards the thing that scares you the most. Um, Maybe you should assess why it scares you. Don't be a bok bok. Don't be scared. I only bite if you ask me to. I only bite if you ask me to. I need to quit messing around. Girl, don't bring up that E word. Don't bring up that E word because I have like, I don't know, $4,000 worth of merchandise in my Etsy shopping cart right that I convinced myself that I need. It's been there for several months. I'm scared to open the app. I don't want to see what I put in there because no, I have to have limits. I have to have limits. It's all sorts of I'm not even going to use any of that. I know that for a fact. I have found so many like carved pieces, like carved out of antler, out of bone. Just y'all, I don't put decorations on the walls. So I don't need any of that. Dried flowers. I don't do dried flowers for arrangement. I don't do that. Are you kidding me? Like, mm-mm. Puzzle desks. Have you heard of that? A puzzle desk. It's a handmade desk with secret compartments, and you have to do puzzles in order to properly unlock these secret compartments that you don't even know exists. Puzzle desk. Solid wood puzzle desk. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Oh, and fucking Amazon needs to be deleted off my phone because Amazon is my dealer. I'm like, ooh, oh, we need that supplement. Oh, shit. Oh, that supplement. We need some of that. Don't. Take my whole damn phone away. Take the whole phone. Just take the whole phone. Okay. We're back in center. We're focused. Luck is on your side, but it's in reverse. Germanica. Hey, boo. Okay. So forget luck. Create your own opportunities. Forget luck. Create the opportunities. I'm going to do past life readings today because I want to go on Amazon. I will be doing past life readings today. So I have some supplement funds. I literally just got an order of supplements yesterday. I need to quit. What I tell you, girl? You don't even like to drink the supplements that you have. What I tell you, girl? You need to stop purchasing supplements that you and then you don't even read the ingredients and you get it and you're like, "Oh shoot. I can't have this. It has rice." Have y'all ever done that? You know they put rice in as a filler? It's just bullshit. Yeah, I bought this one supplement. It was amazing. The reviews. The reviews were amazing, and I bought it, and I was like, "Yes." Mm-mm-mm. And then it got here, and I took one, and I was like, "I don't feel good. I feel really weird." And I looked at the ingredients, rice. Ugh, rice. Luck is not on your side. You have to create your opportunities. You have to create these opportunities so that you can achieve what you need to achieve. Expect powerful change. Powerful change. Powerful change. Um, I was shopping yesterday. I was thinking of booking the spiritual communication bridge with you instead of shopping at Amazon. Girl, I'm saying, you know, so what happened was I was just, I was just trying to let people have an opportunity to purchase crystals from my crystal person. And I went on just to kind of, chit chat with everyone and then I'm pretty sure I bought everything that she showed because my kids were trying to force me to watch a movie with them at the same time that the live stream was on. So I wasn't looking at my phone the whole time, and I would look down like that one, that is the one, and I don't really know what I bought, but I did. I support small businesses. Because I was like, that one. You have more of that one? Because the kids need some too. And we're going to get some for Frey's birthday. No, Father's Day. It's bad. It's bad. And I'm like, do you do payment plan? Stop. Just don't go on anything. Don't go on anything. That's what I need to do. I just not no more. Lock me out of my phone so that and then the last time, I think it was the last time that my crystal person was doing a crystal show. I was like, Pedro needs some crystals. Do you have small towers? And then she was like, yes. And she showed me the smoky towers. It was on like this little platform. And she showed me, and it's like, yes, I'll take that. And she goes, which one? All of them. What do you mean, which one? All like 20 of them. Like, I want the whole tray for Pedro. And they were like chubby little rainbow filled smoky quartz towers. And I used them and I made like a little fence for his house. I make fairy houses, fairy villages. And my fairies are bougie mofos because that's what they deserve. They deserve the best that humanity has to offer. And don't tell me they don't deserve that because that's why they love me and not you. I'm joking. No, they do really like me. They like to take my shit, is what it is. They like to take my things. I'm not too sure why. The other day, like 2 days ago, I done nearly died. These earrings are Moldavite, right? And that's a pretty hefty chunk of moldavite. They're like, I don't know, 5 carat total weight for both earrings. Went to the store. It was the day that like there was this new fairy in the house, right? Yeah, it was a new fairy in the house. And I went to the store and then I got back and I was going to go meet someone for a meeting. And then I sat down at my vanity table and I was like, my earring was gone. And I was like, and the back was still attached to my ear, but the earring itself was gone. Y'all, you best believe I changed into pants so I could really like I will fight someone for my earring. I had my husband take me back to the store. I busted into that fitting room that there was a woman in there already, the fitting room that I went into. I forced my way in there. I'm not, ma'am, can you please let me in? She's like, I'm sorry, I'm using this fitting room. I went into the fitting room beside her, and you best believe she saw my head underneath the space on the floor. With that divider, there is a nice little like 2 foot gap. My head was there searching the floor for my earring. And I went up to every single worker and I was like, have you found an earring? Did anyone turn in an earring? I know y'all ain't lying to me. And I considered, I was like, if someone found that earring and they kept it, I'm going to be wicked. I'm going to put all my wickedness in that one earring so that they take it back to that store and be like, some crazy bitch lost this. And my house has been going wild since I brought it home. I was like, that's 2 carats of moldavite. I went into my BFF chat, y'all. I don't know if a fairy fucker took my earring or if it's lost. Could you ask your pendulum? I ain't joking. I'm not joking. I was so bent out of shape over that shit. I was so bent out of shape. I'm like, I know a fairy fucker took it off my ear. I know it. I know it. This fairy motherfucker. It's a new one. It's a new one. I was so mad. I was so mad. And my husband's like, you got to stop blaming shit on fairies. Because he's like, it probably came off when you took off your dress. First off, I was wearing a completely white dress and I had makeup on. You best believe nothing touched this whole region before I end up staining my white dress. And so that was in the morning. And then by that night, and then I wore myself out because I was so emotional over this shit. Like, I waited 4 months for these custom set fucking earrings. It was from my birthday. And then I ended up passing out for like 4 hours. I ended up passing out for 4 hours. And then I woke up and I was still kind of like bummed. Like, I fucking hate fairies. Because my son, he has this theory that Pedro steals our shit and then he puts it up for sale on some sort of like etheric or spiritual Etsy or like eBay, and he sells it to people and then he gets the funds and then he waits a little bit and then he steals it back from them and gives it back to us. That's his theory. That's his theory. So I was just like, I know these fairy fuckers. I was so mad. I'm so mad. And I ended up passing out for like 4 hours because I was just so emotionally spent. And I woke up and I was still kind of like groggy and upset. And my husband goes, here. And I was like, oh, you found it? He goes, yeah, I told you I would find it. Oh my God. These fucking fairies. I swear to God. So now I have them both. And I think they probably sold one on the etheric eBay, got the money, and gave it back. I think that's what happened. I think that's what he does. I think that's what he does. I believe my son. He's smart as fuck. I believe him. I absolutely do. A new romantic cycle begins. Ooh, yo. Okay, a new romantic cycle begins. I don't know. I don't know. Whatever that means, I'll let you figure that out. Meditate and contemplate, but it's in reverse. They're not meditating and contemplating, they're fixated. See, meditation is about releasing attachments. Right? Meditation is about releasing attachment. It's about, you know, I don't know. But I look at this and I'm like, Pisces are fixated on you. I'm sorry. I'm just being extra right now. Let me just stop. Whew. Whew. Let me just whew. Okay. There is a video on my Facebook page. And you will see Pedro flying around me all over. It's while I was in Peru. This was the first time he Sarah, can you tell me where you got the screwbacks? I'm like, I need to change the setting into a screwback because I'll die if I lose one of these. I'll die. I love these earrings. I love them so much. And I was thinking to myself, like, would this look weird if I went ahead and I pierced my tragus again? It would look like this. I think I'm no longer reactive to 925 silver. So it would totally, oh my God, don't stick it in your hair. Don't. Would that look weird? I know. I think I need to just go ahead and have it changed out. Yeah. And then yeah, like the other week, Pedro stole my actual ring. He stole my ring. And I tore the house upside down. I only put my ring in one place, and that's in my jewelry box right here. It's in my jewelry box right here. And here's the thing though. I wear the ring, right? Likes to turn. I wear my ring. And I was in a session. I was in a session and I was doing a certification test. I was testing one of my students so that they could certify, and they were having a hard time scanning me. And I was like, oh shit, let me take off my ring because sometimes that will interfere. And I went to take off my ring and I was like, where the fuck is my ring? That fucker took it off my finger without me noticing. I don't set my ring down anywhere. Well, in the middle of the day, earlier that day, this is not Pedro's village. This is for some guests if guests want to come. Pedro has his own house that I don't put on camera. It's somewhere else in the house. And so I was like, oh, I need to do something. Let me put my ring inside his house, which is similar to that. I put it inside his house on his brass bed. And I was like, it won't get lost there. That's where I will look for it. I went and did what I needed to do because moldavite is not as strong as, say, like a diamond. So if you hit it just right, it will shatter. And so I didn't want it to shatter. So I put it in his house. I went and did my gardening shit. I came and washed my hands, dried them off, and I went and got my ring and I put it back on. And then a couple hours later, I was in a session doing my certification testing for my person. And I was like, oh, where's my ring? And I went to look in his house because I was like, oh, I think I put it there, but I remember putting it back on and it wasn't there. And it was missing for like a whole day. And I was livid. And that's when my son was like, I'm telling you, mom, he stole that shit. Moldavite is so popular right now. He stole it. He put it on etheric eBay. He'll give it back to you once he gets the money. He did. He claimed it because I put it in his bed. So he thought it was a gift for him. Mm-hmm. He's like, bitch, give me back my shit. That's what he said. Yeah. Uh-huh. And then my husband found it. I think he's scared of my husband because, like, when my husband goes to look for something, he finds it. For me, though, the shit was gone. Trust me. I looked everywhere my husband looked, and my husband's like, it was right on top of the blah, blah, blah. I said, mm-hmm. You don't think I even opened that jewelry box? Because there's another jewelry box that I keep a whole bunch of crystals in. No, the shit was just placed right there, right on top, like ain't nobody's business. It was just there waiting for me. No, I know what you did, Pedro. He took my ring. Nothing is yet set in stone. So you have to allow yourself the time and the space to make decisions because whatever this experience is, it's not yet set in stone. It's something that continues to fluctuate. It fluctuates and fluctuates and fluctuates. Don't let pride get in your way. Ooh, mm-hmm. So someone is being prideful, and that's the issue. I will read to you my favorite freaking I will read to you my favorite freaking poem. Where is it? Oh, here. I love this poem. I just love this poem. So it says, it's sonnet number 17 by Pablo Neruda. I don't love you as if you were a rose of salt, topaz, or arrow of carnations that propagate fire. I love you as one loves certain dark things, secretly between the shadow and the soul. I love you as a plant that doesn't bloom but carries the light of those flowers hidden within itself. And thanks to your love, the tight aroma that arose from the earth lives dimly in my body. I love you without knowing how or when or from where. I love you directly without problems or pride. I love you like this because I don't know any other way to love, except in this form in which I am not, nor are you, so close that your hand upon my chest is mine, so close that your eyes close with my dreams. I love that. But that part of, I love you without knowing how or when or from where. I love you directly without problems or pride. I mean, that part right there, like, mm, you know, don't let pride get in your way. If there's really something that's important to you, is it really important if you can still have that space for pride to create a wedge and separation and pain and struggle and all of those different things? Is it really as important to you as you claim? Because if that's the case, I don't think it's that important. If that's the case, if your pride can be an issue, if your love has pride as the boundary line, maybe it's not love. Maybe it's nothing more than your run of the mill obsession. And I don't know about you guys, but for a woman like me, obsession is not enough. It has to be a love that is so deep and so profound that it lasts through lifetimes and can never be forgotten by the souls that are involved. Anything short of that, I don't want it. I don't need it. I just don't. And maybe that's how you show out and shine, when you can understand that that love exists within you, for you already, through all of these lifetimes, that this love already exists. And you're seeking it from someone outside of you simply because you're afraid to uncover it within you. Your commitment is being tested. But see, it was in reverse. You're being tested to see if you're strong enough to commit. I don't know. Ever since I was a young adult, even as a teen, I've never been interested in things that didn't feel committed. I wouldn't commit to things that didn't feel like it wasn't worth my commitment. And if I don't feel like you're worth my commitment, then I don't feel like you're worth my time. And that's just the reality of it. Unless I'm willing to commit to you, then I'm not willing to be around you. I'm this all or nothing, all, everything, and beyond that, or nothing at all. So if this is someone that you're dealing with and they're trying to give you a half assed love, a woman glows when she's loved properly. And unless that person and the thought of them, the mere thought of them, causes you to glow in a way that other people recognize, ooh, girl, you're glowing, I don't know that they're worth it. I don't know that the time and effort you're putting into that is going to pan out for you. We're so desperate to have this fairy tale, a fairy tale written by someone else, that we forget that we too are writers, that we write the story of our life. And if you want someone else to write your story, chances are you're going to have to play a character to be part of it. See, when you write your own story, it becomes an autobiography. You don't have to play a character, you just have to live your life. So I think that's a powerful thing, to be able to assess, am I living my life as though it was written, a story that was written by someone else? Because if so, you're probably unhappy because you're being forced to play a character that isn't actually you. You know that movie, The Notebook? You know why that was so believable? That type of love that they had, those two characters, why that was just so, like, it was this tangible thing, this chemistry that is just like you could feel it, because they actually did fall in love. They were together for quite some time. They actually did have a relationship. Stop pretending, especially with yourself. Conclusions are within reach, but it's in reverse. Conclusions are within reach in reverse. There's no conclusion to this. This is the never ending story. This is the song that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friends. You're very close to achieving your goal. You are very close to achieving your goal. Keep going. And I think the sense that I get is the goal is autonomy, to finally break free of a situation that has been so prolonged, protracted, just flat out miserable is the feel that I get. So, without change, you will not overcome whatever it is that's going on. Change needs to be allowed. Allow for the change to occur. This is a fear of being reborn from that shadow. This is a fear. There's nothing you need to fear. Change is the constant, it is what's guaranteed. Your refusal to flow with the change is what creates the struggle and the suffering. Pain, that's a given. At some point in your life, you will feel it. Struggle and suffering, those are optional. Those are optional. Those are created when you fight your own process. Pain is the greatest teacher you'll ever have. So, abundance sigil. There's no need for you to be abundant in that struggle or suffering. This has to do with your reaction to a soul separation. You were separated from someone that you didn't want to be separated from. Why were you separated? Let's go back to my favorite poem. I love you without knowing how or when or from where. I love you directly without problems or pride. And I think the problem is the pride, that the pride got in the way and it obscured your ability to observe. Observe sigil in reverse. You took away your ability to see clearly. Sometimes when you're confused with your life and how your life is going and, all of this and that, and you know what you need to do, but you don't want to do it. So you go to other people to kind of validate, to verify what you should do. When you go to other people, it distorts your actual perception, because now you're involving people who aren't aware of the different components that you didn't share. For example, random example, you're dating someone and you are just falling madly in love. You've never fallen in love like this before. It's going far too fast, faster than what you're accustomed to. And it scares you because now you realize, like, you've always been the playa, right? Like, playa. And now all of a sudden, oh, shoot, this person, you're realizing you don't want to be without them, but you're not in control. They're not playing games with you, but you can't control them the way you're accustomed to being able to control the people you are romantically linked with. They don't play those games with you. So then what happens? You get scared. You get scared because you don't know how this will pan out, because you're not in control. Instead, you are in flow, flowing with however this connection is developing. And that's scary. So what do? You go and seek counsel from someone else, but you don't tell them, I am falling madly in love. And that's what scares me. Instead, you tell them, like, I don't know about this and blah, 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 whatever you tell them. So they don't know that one component, that you will forever be obsessed about what you are about to let go. And because that person doesn't know all of it, they then begin to fill your head with the very things that you were seeking in order to validate you choosing the path of fear. That was all your choice. You chose that. You chose to allow the distortions of other people to be the basis from which you decided what you decided. You decided that with all parts of you, not just the fear. You came to a logical conclusion. You used your logic paired with your fear, paired with these insecurities, and you made this decision. You own that whole thing. That is yours now. So, twin ray healing and renewal in reverse. So, what's this mean? Well, I think this continues um, until whoever is in denial can actually be honest. Things will be renewed. You won't feel renewed. You won't feel any of the things that you want to feel when you know damn well it's only one person that can make you feel those things. You can't recreate someone else in someone else. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't turn someone into a clone of the actual person you are obsessed with. I'm go on and try. That's up to y'all. Receiving and metamorphosis. Allowing yourself to receive the type of change that takes you into a whole new other way of being. One of my most favorite concepts, I forget where I came across this, was someone had said, you can't speak butterfly language to caterpillar people. Ooh, that one was profound. Once you become a butterfly, you can't go back to being a caterpillar. That change is forever. It is forever. So once you are a butterfly, you have to use the wings that were created just for you. You have to come to terms with the life you gave up for the life you now have. And the only way to possibly, potentially, maybe reconnect is to finish that process of metamorphosis. Whoever was left behind needs to go through that metamorphosis. They need to grow their own wings and leave that plant. And maybe as the two of you fly in whatever direction you fly, at some point you'll land on the same flower once again. And you'll be able to reconnect. You'll be able to converse and be able to share with each other the process you've been through in their absence. You'll be able to compare notes and hopefully laugh about things if you're meant to be in each other's lives, whether it's a friend, whether it's a previous lover, whether it's a old coworker, family member, whatever it is to you. If you're meant to be in each other's lives, eventually your paths will converge again. Eventually it will. And that's not something you can um, you know, renegotiate. Some things are Palladorian in nature. They're non-negotiable. I know that there are certain people who will eventually, there's a couple of them. They'll eventually find their way back into my life, into my journey. It's going to be different when they come back. Why? And I'm not necessarily talking about twin stuff. I'm talking about people who maybe I have a past life connection to, and we haven't interacted in this life before. They will find their way back into my life. And it will be different than the last time. Why? Because I'm refusing to repeat those same cycles and patterns, whether it's from earlier in this life or from a previous life. You know? What if you don't want it, but that person keeps popping up? Well, that's a good question, Lindsay. If you don't want it and that person keeps popping up, there's several potential reasons. One is that that person represents a lesson that you are avoiding learning. And so your higher self is giving you the opportunity to be able to be reminded of this person or that circumstance so that you can glean from it the things that you needed to learn. So it doesn't really have anything to do with a person. Second is that person will be coming back because your learning together is not yet done. There's a couple other reasons, but I mean, those are the two primary. one of those things. So really the question is not necessarily like, why does it keep popping up? I think the more important question for all of us is, why do I keep avoiding processing the answer of why? I know that's not what we wanted to hear, but yeah. All right, guys. So I will be going live later today. I'm going to be doing past life readings and corrections and things like that. If you want to be a part of that, come back probably around 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to be doing expedites on this channel. I might be also live on Facebook. I'm not sure. But yeah, if you'd like a past life reading, bioscan, and whatever else I put up on the website, come back. Make sure you're part of it. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. Give this video a thumbs up. I'll see you guys again later on today. Bye, everyone.